I'm really excited for this Top 5 Wednesday video because I am doing something a little bit different and I'll be talking about books that I haven't read. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. I am very pumped for this video because yes, I am doing something different, but I'm doing something extra different and I'm going to mention it here and I'll mention it at the end as well. But me and my friend Maeve at Manga, I will leave her link to her channel here so you go check it out. We are actually teaming up for Top 5 Wednesday and we're going to be trying doing multiple Top 5 Wednesday videos together. And what I mean is I'm going to be giving my 5 picks. And if you're like, okay, you have good picks, I'd like to hear more picks, then you need to go check out Maeve's channel because she also has a new video up for today's prompt. Basically, you're getting a total of 10 different picks for these prompts moving forward as best as we can. It was so much fun being able to plan this with her. I'm really excited and hope that you guys are too. But in case you're like, okay, Laura, that's great, but what is today's prompt? Well, recently, I'm not sure when, but I know a while back, one of my commenters, her name is Amy, she asked, could I do a Top 5 Wednesday with Mermaid and Merman? This must be about 2 months ago, and I sincerely apologize, Amy. I actually made a list shortly after I saw her comment, and then I just didn't go read the books like I was planning, because I was like, oh, okay, I'll make my list, I'll read the books, and here we are, and I still haven't read them. And then probably about, we'll say within the past 3 or so weeks, another commenter, her name is Ellie, she was like, hey, I have this prompt suggestion, and it was, I think it was specifically books involving the ocean or words. When you hear the word ocean, then like books that you think of that. And I was like, oh, well, that is a really fun prompt as well. So I sort of am combining the two of these. So thank you, Amy and Ellie, for these prompt suggestions. I hope I do them justice. And if you need more of these, again, be sure to check out Maeve's video. I will leave a link down below directly to her video so you guys can go check it out. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking today about manga with Merman and or Mermaid. One reason why I never did this video sooner is because I realized I have read so few of Mermaid manga, even less with Merman manga, honestly. I have 3, so I will mention them just as an honorable mention. I have read In the Name of the Mermaid Princess, highly recommend, so very good. I think Maeve also reads the series and really enjoys it as well, so that is two in one recommendation right there. I've also read Sea Princess Azure. I have done a review on this channel, and it's sort of funny that this is me and Maeve's first collab because, at least for video wise, because I'm pretty sure about 2 to 3 years ago, we did an event together and I purposely read that manga for that event. I need to go see if I have the graphic. We did like an Instagram challenge. We used the hero from Mermaid Boys, which is another Merman manga I have read. I really love volume 1 and 2. That manga, Mermaid Boys volume 1 specifically, is the first manga I ever bought for myself. But yeah, we used him on that graphic that we did. And so it's just really cool that we've come back and now we're doing Mermaid and Merman. Very cool. And those are pretty much the 3 that I knew vividly that I had read. So In the Name of the Mermaid Princess, Sea Princess Azure, and Mermaid Boys. And so I was like, well, I really want to do something else. And since I didn't get around to reading these in time and I wanted to share them before August ended, we're going to talk about manga that I want to read they're on my personal TBR of checking them out, and they have Mermaid and Merman. Now, these are in no specific order. I know there's a bunch more out there, but one of them, for number 1, that comes to mind is Mermaid Melody Pitchy Pitch? Did I say that? Or Peachy Pitch? I think I said that right. But I have seen a lot of love for this series, and one of the reasons I've wanted to read it is because I really feel like it's a mermaid magical girl kind of manga. From my understanding, that the main heroine, she's a mermaid, she does end up falling in love with a human. I don't really know how that moves forward, but I know that there's like a romance there, or like a potential kind of romance, but she's like a princess and she has some kind of magical ability. I'm not sure if it's her voice. Like I have seen like anime clips where she does sing and that is sort of her magical ability, but I don't know if that's what her actual ability comes from, is like from her voice. I'm unsure if like she has some kind of like object that helps her to have the magical powers or what. I'm not even sure if she ever turns into a human or anything, but I was just like, because one of the things that me and Maeve did talk about was magical girls, and I've only read Magic Knight Rayer. That's it. I mean, I have a review, so I mean, at least I have that, but I have not read Sailor Moon, Tokyo Mew Mew, Mermaid Melody. I feel like I'm deeply lacking, and that is one of my goals, honestly, is to work on that, because I don't like that I say that I have only read one official magical girl manga. So this is really exciting for me, and being able to talk about this, and including Mermaid Melody, because it's a 2-for-1 win here, you know? Get the magical girls I need more of, and then having the mermaids. I need to see if my library has this manga. I know a while back my friend Marg did, or like she has some of it, and it's been very interesting because when I have shopped in like Sugaruya just recently, honestly, I saw new merch for Mermaid Melody, and I know that Kodansha has like, it's either the sequel or a spin-off of the main series. Like they have been releasing that digitally, so there is like much more content that I can read, but I felt like this was a really good one to start off with, because I think it's just in light of like talking about magical girls, and then I think when I read the blurb earlier or at some point, and they said that it's like a mermaid magical girl manga, and I'm just like, that is such a win, and it just sounds really, really cool. Now, when I was doing research, I only recently just came across this one, and technically it is a webtoons, but I'm still gonna mention it. So for number 2, it is called The Fish I Loved. I saw the cover art and I was sold. I was sold. This was purely one that I wanted to read because the art looks so stunning. I am not fully sure of what this series is about. I know it's about a younger woman. I guess she keeps bumping into this guy. Like she's working different part-time jobs, and she bumps into this dude who is like the CEO of this jewelry line or jewelry store. Somehow, I don't know how she does, but somehow she finds out that he is a merman. I'm hoping, assuming, I don't know what the tags are on this manga or on this story, but I'm hoping that there's a romance, because honestly, it was why I was intrigued about this. Also, I was intrigued because how did she know? How did she find out that he is a merman? I mean, I guess they keep having these bump-ins where it's like, they're bumping into each other again after like 3 or 4 times. I'm hoping that there's something there. The art looked very, very stunning. And so I was like, I'm adding this to my webtoons TBR, because I finally read Love for a Walk. Oh, it was so good. There's no mermaids in that or anything, but it was amazing. And that's been like the one that's been at the forefront of my TBR when it comes to webtoons. And now this one is replacing Love for a Walk, because I'm like, I'm definitely keeping up weekly with Love for a Walk now. And I'm going to be trying, hopefully soon, The Fish I Love, because it just looks so cute and it sounds super cute. For number 3, I have seen this everywhere. It is so well loved from the people I know who have read it, and that is Mermaid Scales in the Town of Sand. This is a josei manga that came out from Viz, I believe, last year. Again, I've heard nothing but glowing things about this. I think I've heard it's like a coming of age, so I don't know if slice of life is the right tag for this, but I have heard it's like a coming of age kind of story. I believe we have a younger heroine for the story, and something happens and she ends up going back to the sort of like her hometown, where she is adamant that she has seen a mermaid, or believes that there are mermaids in this like coastal town. I think it's like a mystery with the coming of age aspect and her learning maybe things about her mother. I'm not fully sure, but I feel like this is a glowing recommendation that I've received so many times, and I'm actually really shocked that I have not read this sooner, because I definitely know that my library does in fact own this. They do have it in their library system, and I feel like I was going to check it out, or I don't think I checked it out officially, but I think I did put a hold on it, and then I couldn't go and pick it up that week, because you only have 1 week to pick up your hold. And I feel like I didn't meet the time frame. I have no idea why. I couldn't tell you. I'm hoping I need to really honestly make a note to pick it up before the summer ends, because I've just been so curious about it, especially when I've heard such very good things about it. For number 4, it is also a webtoons, but it's not on the actual webtoons website. So I guess I should say it's a webtoon, and that is The Mermaid Wears a Dress. So I actually did read the first 3 chapters of this on Comic-Key. I loved it. I loved the art style, and I thought it was very interesting because you have this mermaid and they go to this orb of sorts, and it gives them a prophecy. Her prophecy shows who her fiance is, and she is in denial of this. She's like, I don't want to marry a human. Forget it. No. no, I'm gonna go change my future. I think when the story started, we find out that there was a mermaid who helped a human many, many years ago and made some kind of scarf of sorts, or I guess scarf is the best way to describe it. And it was made out of her scales, and it contained some kind of very strong magical ability. Come to find out that this shell or something that the mermaid needs to change her prophecy, her fiance of all people has it, and he actually makes clothes. So she turns into a human, and she ends up actually low-key stalking him, goes to his house just to get this piece. Well, when she gets this piece, this shell, or whatever it is, I can't remember exactly what it is, it releases a high fusion or high amount of magic, and I guess releases some kind of magical being. To be determined if they are good or bad, because I honestly don't know. But it makes her now stay in a mermaid form, and they do not kick it off really well, but she does see that he can make these incredible dresses with this magical, because he has some kind of like magical thing that she needs outside of the little shell. And so he can fuse that magic into these dresses, and she ends up wearing it. And I think that's where the title of this series comes into play. I was so bummed because there's so many good things on Comic I want to read right now, and I'm like, I need a free way to read them legally, and it bothers me that I don't have it. I mean, I know you can get keys, but I know because I've done it with Strawberry Love. When I bought keys, I kept buying keys and buying keys until I get to the end, and I'm like, I can't do that. So supposedly Comic Key promotes that if you download the app, you can read a lot more chapters for free on there, and I need to test this theory. I need to test this theory because I really enjoyed what I read of this one and just really love the art, and I'm like, I want to know where this ends or where it goes. And supposedly this is a completed story. I don't know how many episodes it has, but it is complete, and it looks and sounds so very good. And I hope that the mermaid is successful in breaking the engagement, because I don't really know how this engagement began, but I wanted her to be successful in it. But at the same time, I really like the guy because he seems pretty interesting, and so to be determined, y'all. But this one I really, really want to read. And lastly, for number 5, I have wanted to read this for so long, and I'm just like, past self, why didn't you get it when you saw it used at Second and Charles many times? And then the last time I went last year, it was not there. And that's Merman in my tub. I have tried a little bit of the beginning of this. I know this is sort of like, I'm not sure if it was a 4 coma, but it is sort of like a gag manga. It doesn't have much plot, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me. If it has great humor, great characters, I'm seated. That's all that matters to me at the end of the day. And so I have tried a little bit of this, and I loved what I read. I loved what I read. I know that I put a hold in for this manga because it came from out of county. I was not able to go pick it up at the time. I think that was around the time that I had to get a new car. I just wasn't able to get it because I couldn't drive to the library. But anyway, and then when I had time to go get it, life just got away from me, or time got away from me, I should say. But I have wanted to read this manga. I have heard mixed things. I have been told at the anime that the episodes are like 10 minutes, but I want to read it first. I want to read it first because I know if I go and watch it, I'm gonna get it anyway. And so I'd rather just read it and try it and then know if I want to watch the anime and get the rest of the manga, because they only had like volume 1. But this is honestly one of my most anticipated, desired Merman manga that I want to read. I think it's only 7 volumes or something. It's a josei manga. And I'm like, I want to read this one. I want to read this one so bad because I've seen it around. It feels like an older title. I mean, it's not super old, but it feels like I've seen it everywhere, and like used especially. Why were there no good used listing prices though for the manga? But anyway, but this one, yes. I want to read this one probably the most out of these. Probably also The Fish I Love would probably also be up there because that one's easily accessible to me to read, but it just sounds funny. And yeah, I don't even know the full plot of it, except for I think if I remember right, the main character, he saves the mermaid or merman, brings it back to his house so he can have like clean water, because wherever he was at, he was like really suffering. And I feel like the guy didn't even know he was a mermaid when he brought him home. I'm like, how did you not know that, buddy? But yes, I want to read this one. Honestly, I want to read all of these. So hopefully before the year ends, or at least next summer, before this summer ends, that I can get up on these. But I would love to hear from you friends. What are some mermaid or merman or manga involving the ocean that you would recommend? And if you want to see more recommendations, be sure to check out Maeve's video. Her link is down below in the description. We hope that you both enjoy these videos. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!